So this is resolutions with cheese in the tugboat.
It's conversations.
Thought we were going with resolutions. It's fine.
That was just the topic.
Fine. Fine. We'll do conversations, guys. With cheese in the tugboat, but guess more about the tugboat because he just gets to decide everything.
Is it conversations with cheese and the resolution? Nope.
I guess. No.
So
We're going to talk about resolutions.
what is a resolution?
I have 2 glasses of water.
To make up for 2 glasses of wine leaving shortly before we started.
Yep, we'll get to that later, talking about resolutions, getting the booze out. So no more wine, just 2 glasses of water now. So we're going to talk about, resolutions, people make them at the beginning of the year, most people do, but, when did it start? When did we start it in the past, century, or was it, way, way back? Tugboat?
Well, as far as I can remember from my formal education that we talked about last time, I'm pretty sure it started back with the Babylonians, didn't it?
Yeah, the Babylonians.
I believe it was the Babylonians making promises to their gods at the start of each of their years that they would return borrowed items and pay their debts. Like start of the year, spring solstice.
Yeah, if you went to your neighbor back in Babylonian times and you took a rock that was kind of like a knife, and you had borrowed that to cut up some of your meats
or some nice leather pieces.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'd be I needed this for a fancy party or something, and they're just yeah, no, that's fine. Just bring it back at the spring solstice.
Or everyone go to a party, you're using this beautiful rock knife you borrowed from Jebediah down the road, and then all of a sudden everyone just gets hammered on mead.
Yeah.
And you forget that you have it. Then halfway through the year, you find it in your hut, and you're, this isn't mine.
Yeah.
I can't just bring it back because it's been too long. I'll just wait for the summer solstice. Cause,
yeah.
Honey,
put that in the solstice pile.
In the solstice drawer. I feel like the solstice in those days too was a huge deal. It wasn't just oh yeah, okay, well days are gonna start getting shorter now. It was woo, it's a celebration.
Yeah, it was an 11-day party apparently.
That would be
when resolution nobody celebrates for I don't know, Christmas. Christmas they celebrate for 2 months or something. Nowadays, anyways.
Yeah, commercially.
Yeah, but then again, this is full on party. This is if you had a house party for 11 straight days during the solstice. That's probably what it was like. So they started doing it, and then it sort of transitioned a little bit into Roman times. They were kind of oh yeah, this is Babylonians. I don't know if they talked to them at all, or if this just kind of developed somehow. And they were just
I'm sure they were there, took it over or something.
Yeah, and they went, oh, look, they're making promises here. We should probably do that, but screw the solstice. We don't follow that. We got this new, Julian... Was it Julian? Julius calendar.
Julius Caesar.
Yeah, Caesar's... Yeah. So they're oh, no, we're going to go by this new calendar that we made.
That guy is a big deal. He's got calendars... He's got salads.
He's got a delicious drink.
Only in Canada, though.
What is it in America?
Bloody Mary.
No, that's way grosser.
That just...
I'm sorry, if someone offers me a Bloody Mary or a Caesar, I'm yeah, Caesar.
One was the ruler of a huge empire. The other one is possibly a girl named Mary on her period. I don't know.
Yeah. Could you imagine getting a bloody... salad, a Bloody Mary salad. That would be awful.
Imagine getting a beautiful salad with croutons and bacon bits, and then you just have blood on top.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Russian dressing is pretty much the same, but
yes.
It doesn't taste like the
Here,
blood.
Taste our blood on your salad. That's cheese's best Russian.
It's up there.
So they did it, and they were the first month of the year was January, named after the god Janus. Janus?
The two-faced Roman god. Also the fake name of Alex Trevelyan in Goldeneye.
They were going to say Alex Trebek. That would be an awful villain in
Maybe it's
in
Alec
Bond.
Trevelyan, not Alex.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I was way off.
So he's got a two-headed god, and you're all like, "Hey, Janice, I'm gonna promise for the whole year that I'm gonna like do stuff like for you. I'm gonna do like real nice stuff for you. Be a good person.
I'm gonna build a boat for you."
Yeah, and like the benefits of this was like Janice would kind of grant you these things. Like it was all up to him. So you'd pray to him or you'd offer him some stuff, and he'd be like, "Okay, yeah, I'll help you do that." So if you screwed up your resolution, like let's say you're like, "Okay, I'm gonna lose weight for you, Janice, because I know you like a nice tight body for the year," and you didn't do it.
That's weird.
You could just like blame it on the god. It's like, well, guess Janice, it just wasn't meant to be. I guess he kind of liked a little more. Little handles or a little more junk in the trunk or something.
A little something to grab a hold of.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Janice is Two-Faced too. All of a sudden,
Yeah, he could be like, "Oh yeah, I'll do that for you."
Yeah, no, I'll do it. Yeah, sculpted midriff.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden be like, "Oh, no, I'm not doing that."
Yeah. Just
classic Two-Faced god.
Me like.
So when did it go? So we've talked gods twice.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
When did it go from you're doing stuff to like, appease the god to stuff to, make your life better or the life of those around you?
Well, according to our research, which was very briefly done on such reputable sites such as Wikipedia, like it was medieval times. It's not pirate times. Like it was after pirate times. It was in like medieval times. And
I'm pretty sure medieval times were before pirate times.
Really?
Yes, like 100% sure. Pirate times were like the 1700s, and medieval times were like the 800s.
Really? I thought they would they did their ship thing to like bury treasure, and then they just kind of like went on land. There was like land ho, and then they became knights.
No, knights invented ships, but Vikings invented ships more.
So like.
Look it up.
So knights were like, okay, we can make like a couple ships, but then the Vikings were like, oh, I like this ship thing.
Definitely, without question, in my mind, the medieval era is somewhere. And I'm not an educated man. I don't have 2 diplomas in this room, but
he does.
I'm pretty confident that medieval times was before the 1600s, because like Columbus, pirate times was Caribbean. Columbus 1492.
Yeah,
or whatever the rhyme.
Yeah, medieval was like.
Yeah, before that.
Oh, jeez. No, there's pirates before Columbus.
Yeah, but not in the Caribbean.
All right, I'm gonna agree to not know the answer.
Leave it in the comments. We'll edit
comments,
it in.
Yeah, if you guys got anything, if you have more stuff to say on this, like by all means, we love comments.
And not just that we shared it on Google Plus.
No, like actual comments. And so in the medieval era, this is kind of like a resolution, but different. But they would take this thing called the Peacock Vow in the new year to reaffirm their commitment to chivalry. So like being like real like nice to ladies and kind of being, I guess, like gentlemanly and stuff. Which I think like when you think about it today, like that's a pretty legit resolution to make and something you could probably follow through on. Like I think at the beginning of the year you're like, okay, I'm going to be kind of like nicer to ladies. I'll like open the door maybe or pick up a few extra checks or like those kind of things.
But do you carry that through for the entire annum, or is that something? I feel like those are the ones that just kind of die off in March and just.
But I think like that one's like easy to implement.
And then
like,
later someone's like, I thought you were going to be more chivalrous this year. And they're like,
I thought you were going to pronounce chivalry properly.
Yeah. I thought you were going to master the English language. You're 30.
Chivalrous.
Chivalrous.
Okay. Chivalrous. Dude, I'm going to treat her vulva so nice. I'm going to be like...
I'm going to be chivalrous to it. Also, that could be a stereotypical ghetto name. Chivalra.
Chivalva, get in here. Oh my gosh. Wow. So like that's something that all the fellas out there, you could probably throw that in the resolution pile and just churn it up and see what happens.
Get your Chivalra on.
Get your Chivalra. That sounds like a Star Wars planet.
It also sounds like a new kind of car from Chevy.
The Chevalveron.
Oh, you're going Ron. I just went Raw.
Oh.
Chevalvera.
Well, that'll be like the female. Then there'll be like a man Chevalveron. Oh my god.
Oh.
Okay.
Mercy.
So, how many people out there make resolutions? I make them every year, Kirby. Wow, our audience is weirdly pitched.
I don't. I just feel like I'm setting myself up for failure.
Well, the whole Tugboat here is not for the resolutions.
No, Tugboat is a realist, and he knows he ain't doing it.
Mm-mm.
Nuh-uh.
So,
Chevalvera.
So, the Tugboat would make up a small percentage of the 60% of people that do not make resolutions. 60% of these people, basically what I have here in my notes is that 40% do, so 60% don't. I'm pretty sure that math checks out.
I think that's how basic subtraction works.
So the Tugboat makes up the majority, classic Tugboat, always siding with the majority.
Hello.
Especially when it comes to formal education. So then I would make up the 40% of people who do make them. But then I would also make up the 2 out of 3 people of the 40% that make them that fail at their resolutions, because frequently I fail at my resolutions because I make like 50 of them. Because apparently...
Is it just a numbers game for you?
At the end of the year...
I'm going to make 50. I'll probably get like 2, 3.
Oh yeah. It's like hitting on girls. You're going to hit on like a bunch at the bar. And, you're going to throw 50 darts at the wall.
The old Robert Levine method. You ask 100 girls to have sex with you,
probably
one will.
A couple of them are going to stick. So that's what I would do. So I admit that it's probably I make way too many out of 365 days a year. It's like I'm making a resolution per day, different. Ooh. Just like it's not that bad, but it's pretty bad.
So wait, you said 40% of people make resolutions.
Yeah.
Also, 2/3 of those people fail at resolutions.
Yeah.
So 4 over 10 times 2 over 3.
Do you cross multiply? Or do you
which one gets flipped? Which one gets flipped?
That's division.
Uh-oh. So basically 4/15.
So like 4 times, what was that?
You don't cross.
You cross 4 times 3.
You're not multiplying fractions.
Which one goes on the bottom?
The answer is 4/15, as we figured out earlier.
So 4/15 of people fail or succeed?
They're just terrible. They make them and fail them. That doesn't seem like a lot.
No, that doesn't. That makes like 4/15 probably succeed.
No, of the whole population.
Of the whole population. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got
Which doesn't make any sense because 60% don't make any to begin with. I think we broke it. I think we broke the system.
No more math on conversations.
Okay, back to the conversating. Okay, 2 out of 3 people fail. I'm assuming that both those people are women.
So, Tugboat is being sexist, but in a positive way.
And facetious.
Siding on the side of Nova. So what's kind of like the difference? Like, obviously men and women are making these goals. We don't know the percentage because they didn't have that information convenient. Someone wants to do it, go ahead. Master's thesis. But men and women...
From Google You?
That's actually... Sounds like actually like a pretty good app, like Google You, where you just people Google yourself.
You Google yourself? I've done that. It just brings up some guy from Texas.
I like a track star and a football player. Anyways, so you would assume that men and women would tackle these goals and stuff and like succeed for the same reason, right, Tugboat?
Wrong.
What?
I don't know. I didn't read it.
So from this very basic research that said that like if you're trying to succeed, okay, men, listen up. If you're a man and you want to succeed at your resolutions, make a goal. Make a goal.
And then follow it.
So like you're like, okay, I want to lose 15 pounds. That's your goal. You gotta make that goal. You gotta break it down into tasks. Those tasks would be like
3 pounds in 3 weeks.
And then the tasks though are like you gotta like exercise. Like you gotta exercise or eat less.
Eat less beef.
Are you gonna do that 1 time a week, 2 times a week? Are you setting this 10 pounds by March, 10 pounds by the end of the year? All this kind of stuff. So goals, dudes, make your goals.
It's a numbers game. Hit those numbers.
To the ladies. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. You gotta like share this with Chivalrous. Get Chivalva. Get like leave. You can get Chivalveron in there if you want to.
That sounds like a planet.
That sounds like a plan. So you're gonna tell people. So you're gonna tell people your goal. So you're like, I'm gonna lose 15 pounds, and you'll be like, Chivalra, I'm gonna lose 15 pounds, and she's like, no, you not.
No, you isn't.
No, you isn't. And you're gonna be like, I don't need your negativity. I'm not gonna talk to you for the year. That's my resolution.
I don't need this right now.
So
Chivalra, I don't need it.
I need positive people. I need positive around me. I don't need negative. I'm gonna out the negative in the positive.
But if you were just picking a key clearance item from this rack, you would set your goals, follow them. Smaller goals, better goals.
Better goals. Ladies, share them. Be like...
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
Tell your mom.
And then ask a couple real close friends, like some people that you know real well that you won't be offended by, to kind of check in on you every once in a while, being kind of like...
Like your hairdresser.
Hey, how's you... That's perfect. That's perfect. Hairdresser is great.
How many times do women get their haircut? I don't know. Once every 2 months? 3 months?
Sometimes.
I have no idea.
They get it sometimes.
Some of the time, they get their haircut.
Yeah. Like,
some of the time, they don't.
Sometimes they don't. But some of the time, they do. So tell her. So, like, next time you get your haircut, she'll be like, oh, how's the stuff going? And you'll be like, I'm glad I shared it with you. I completely forgot. Thanks. Now I'm back on track.
How's your improved dental hygiene?
My notes. So, along those lines, how can tracking your behavior improve the success rates?
It's little steps, little nibbles. You see the progress. It's encouraging. You keep going.
Yeah. You got
nibbles.
Nibbles. You got to track it. You've got to, like... They basically say, you don't even have to be that great at tracking. They basically just say that if you're making a conscious effort to track stuff down, you're gonna stay on your resolution like quite a bit longer, and you're probably gonna succeed.
Fitbits.
Yeah, because if you're like, oh man, I'm gonna go to like McDonald's today, and then you're just thinking like, oh man, I gotta write this down. Should I still have McDonald's?
Why is that a goal for you?
It's a thing.
Actually, an item on my bucket list is to go to Olive Garden.
Like, what's the thing? You can still go to like Wendy's and stuff. Just McDonald's is off limits.
Well, that's pretty.
Yeah.
That's pretty exclusionary.
Exclusionary. Oh, we're gonna get.
Good word.
We're gonna get sued by McDonald's saying that we're slamming.
Well, we already have people trying to sue us for some of the other content on our Halloween episodes. Hello. Uh-oh. Leave your comments.
So people get tracking. Find some apps. I don't really know of any good ones. Actually, I have one.
Yeah, do the work.
I have one on my phone. It's called something.
I use a Fitbit. It keeps me on.
Tugboat talk about the Fitbit for a little bit.
Yeah, so I put it in my pocket in the morning, and I just walk around all day, and I set my goals on the internet piece, and it tells me if I hit it or not, and sometimes if it feels like I'm getting close to my goal, it'll send me a little text message that says, hey, you're real close to your goal. Keep going. You've got this.
That's a really good way to word it.
It is. It's nice. It's like a warm hug.
Yeah, like, hey, you're really close to your goal, instead of, hey, you're not doing your stuff.
Pick up the pace, idiot!
That's called a reframe.
That's called, I am not allowed to make apps anymore.
So, Tugboat's got a Fitbit. I have an app on my phone called Way of Life.
Oh.
And that doesn't track things very specifically. What it does track is you just input whether you did it or not. So you put a check mark or an X. And then you can kind of make cool pie charts or little diagrams that are like, oh man, in January you hit your goals like 90% of the times, but then in February you fell off.
Or you got a great sleep.
That's one thing you could record in your Way of Life. It could be like, how many times am I going to go to sleep by this time? And then you just check it. Go boom.
To adjust your whole life based on your bedtime.
So, resolutions, keep track, get a nap, take a nap. What's another thing that rhymes with?
Learn to rap.
Learn to rap. That's one. That's good. Take a crap.
There it is.
There it is. Okay. So the one cool thing is like, what is gonna prevent you from being able to stick? So like I mentioned, like January, it's like you're hitting your goals at 90%, and then all of a sudden February comes around and you're like, oh man, it just fails. So this is something in psychology. They've done some research into it. and they call it something fancy. It's called ego depletion. What's ego depletion, Kevin?
Better than ego deletion.
Whoa.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, that's like...
when you're dead?
No, that's like you're unconscious.
Oh.
Like, that's like kind of like in your dreams is basically ego deletion. So like your ego...
Full id?
Your ego goes offline when you sleep.
Cool.
Yeah, man. So you just get pure, like, uncensored...
Unadulterated id?
Id, oh yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. Pay attention to them dreams.
So depletion is... Go on.
Go on. Well, I'm so glad you asked, Tugboat. Because I wrote some notes. No, but basically, ego depletion is saying that you have a set amount of energy or ability to, like, resist temptation within your body, within your ego. So let's take a common example, and this is like not eating like cheeseburgers or something. If you really love cheeseburgers, your resolution, you're like, I'm not going to have cheeseburgers. And so like in your mind, it pops up, right? Throughout the day, it's going to be like, oh man, you should have a cheeseburger. You should have a cheeseburger. And then each time you have to be like, no, stomach.
Don't.
Be
like, oh man, on the way home, I could totally stop for JBC's, and then I wouldn't have any dishes to do.
No.
And it's like, nope.
No.
No, your Fitbit will be upset with you.
So...
It'll text message you and say, hey,
yeah,
why'd you eat all those cheeseburgers, idiot?
No, it would be positive. It would be like...
You'd be like, maybe next
really
time don't eat all the cheeseburgers.
They'll start real polite. Yeah. You're really close to your goals. Stop eating frickin' cheeseburgers all the time.
You idiot!
They're clearly Wahlburgers, apparently, the way that we're talking.
Yeah.
You just gotta stop. You just gotta stop eating.
Higher.
You gotta stop. You gotta stop eating those cheeseburgers, okay? Okay? I don't know why you're eating the cheeseburgers.
You gotta understand why you eating the cheeseburger.
Okay? Alright?
That's good. I like that.
So, every time you tell yourself no, a little bit of your energy gets zapped.
Why is this name here?
He's the dude that...
I would really like you to say the name.
Roy Baumeister?
Roy Baumeister. Roy Baumeister.
The Baumeister. The Bowster. The Bowder.
That guy, he is probably some kind of wrestler. Roy Big Country Nelson.
Bring on the Baum.
Baum.
His finishing move is...
You think he's German?
Swanton Baum.
Is he German? With the
he's
the
probably to be German. So he's like, so how do we resist?
Baumeister.
The Meister. How do we resist? The
but
more
why
we
Roy?
Roy.
Roy Baumeister.
It's short for Roy Gang. Roy Gang Baumeister. So how do we resist the more we expend? So how do we try the more we will fail? Tug of war drops the rope. So
the more I think about, because everything revolves around the tugboat.
Yeah.
The more I think about not eating the JBCs, the more likely I am to eat the JBCs.
Yes, because
it's the worst.
Exactly. Or if you like have two vices, let's say. So let's say you're really into cheeseburger and you also like to smoke. So you're like, no, I'm not eating cheeseburgers.
Or Tim Hortons.
And that's taking energy away, and then you just start like smoking, because you don't have energy left to say I'm not smoking.
Wasted it on the burgers.
Exactly.
That's why I like to keep only one vice at a time. Just focus in, like laser focus.
Yeah.
Right in.
Perfect.
Lasers.
So, one strategy. This is something that comes from acceptance and commitment therapy, not something that Roy came up with. So if you're trying to visualize this ego depletion as you having a tug of war with your thing, you're like cheeseburgers. I
have a lot of tug of wars with my thing. You're gonna have to be more specific.
You're tugging with your cheeseburger. You're tugging on the cheeseburgers.
You didn't catch that tug of war with my thing.
Tugboat is making gestures that are inappropriate for podcasts.
Pretty much, and basic cable.
So that's also ego depleting. All the energy you expend on tugging on yourself.
The rope.
You're probably going to want a cheeseburger after, or a cigarette. Probably more likely a cigarette.
Probably a cigarette.
So like you're tugging of war with the cheeseburgers, they're pulling. So like every time you pull, you're like losing energy, like as time goes on, right?
Yeah.
And So people just want to keep pulling harder. They're
Depletion.
like, I'm going to say no, and you keep like yanking on it and just using more of your energy to do that. So their suggestion is like, just let go, man. Just let
it go.
And then you know where that cheeseburger falls? Further away. Further away.
So if you let go, won't you just go and get the cheeseburger?
No.
Why not?
Because you're letting go of the struggle. You're like, you know what? I do want a cheeseburger right now. I'm going to go do something else. I'm going to do something to take my mind off. Or
That's
something
how you
like
drop
that.
the rope.
Kind of.
I'm going to go read my Game of Thrones book.
Or you just go like, it's okay. It's okay. I want cheeseburgers right now. I'm making a conscious choice not to have one. It'll pass. Let's just go find something else.
Or you don't even think that. You just say, if
Let's
I
just
go
go
do
to the
something
gym.
else...
Let's just go to the gym,
maybe
okay?
I'll go play checkers with little Donnie next door.
We'll go hang out with Turtle. Okay?
Okay.
Okay? So that's your ego depletion. So how do you like strengthen your ego? How do you build that up? How do you build up your energy? Tugboat, just read the list.
Just read the list. Well, one thing you can do is you can practice self-control. So you just...
I'm sorry, but I assume it's just basically that scene from Dodgeball where he just like stares at the pizza and just says like, I'm not gonna have you, but then weirdly he puts it down his pants or something like that. But that's not eating it, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
with Whitey Goodman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hope we don't get copyrights for that, quoting a film. But anyways, so like self-control, you can practice this stuff. So this is something where you just kind of like, I don't know, do some meditation or something like that. And, yeah, I don't know. You just like make a conscious effort to like control yourself, I guess. One day at a time, like AA.
Yeah, just take it little small bites, little...
Yeah.
One day, small piece.
What can I do in this moment to make this better or something like that? Eyes on the prize. This is like your goals. Like
never forget the end game.
Never forget the end game. So you're like, oh, you want that cheeseburger real bad. You think about like how buff you look with like out them cheeseburgers.
Yeah, sometimes you just get lost in the struggle. You know, for me, use a work example. You know, I'm doing plots and whatnot, and then I get like, oh man, I gotta spray this, or I gotta go and make sure there's no weeds here. I gotta do this rating, and you don't necessarily keep your eye on the end game. Like, oh, I gotta make sure that the data's good, so that when I do the summary in December, everyone's gonna be like, oh, it makes sense. That's why we did that research.
Yeah.
Yeah. End game. That was something I worked on this year. I succeeded, obviously.
Yeah. Because you took it one day at a time, but you also kept your eyes on the prize. You shifted in and out. You looked long. You did something right now. Long.
Went short.
Right down. There you go.
This is, for those two, I'm really feeling an AA vibe here.
Yeah. This is basically...
Are there 12 rules?
The 12 steps. Yes.
They're not rules?
Oh, these are optional, everybody, just so you know. No, they're not. Yes, they are.
These are not optional. The AA rules are completely optional. They're not rules in any way.
Reward yourself. Treat yourself. You do something good,
so
you give yourself a high five.
You lose 5 pounds? Sure, you're allowed to have one burger.
Yeah.
Or you go 2 weeks without smoking, you have a cigarette. Wait, that doesn't work.
That doesn't make sense. Do something else. Get a massage. Do a massage. That's probably your best bet. Just massage.
Happy ending?
Yeah. Why not?
Okay, perfect.
Sure.
I mean, your insurance is probably going to cover most of it, so slipping the extra 20.
Just so you know, I've never...
Is that all it's worth? $20?
I've never come out of a regular massage sad. I don't know why they call it a happy ending. Like, the majority of endings of massages are, like, pretty good.
I've never had a massage, so I'm pretty neutral.
Oh, you should get in on
neutral
that.
Ending? So we just both part ways amicably? Like, good effort. Thanks for coming.
That's good. That's better than the, like, awkward ending. Like, you don't know whether to, like, shake hands with them or...
I think an awkward ending is where you accidentally ejaculate mid-massage. I'm pretty sure that would be awkward.
It's a premature ending.
Especially face down. And you just lie there and you're like, uh-oh.
It's like a Wayne's World ending where it's like the end, but then they do several other endings afterwards.
I don't know what would be worse. Face down or face up? Because, I mean, face up is like, uh-oh.
Okay, we're going to take 30 seconds of silence for everyone to picture that in their minds.
So first, face down. and now face up. It depends. If it's a thin sheet, I think face up is going to be terrible.
Yeah. I'm going to say
Oh.
problem solve, guys, halfway. On your side.
Just lay on your side. Gross.
Gross.
It won't get on you. No, it's still good on the sheet. Anyways.
Avoid fatigue. So when you're more tired,
Get your sleep on.
get your sleep on. When you're tired, you get stressed, and you're more likely to give in because you don't have as much energy.
It gets depleted.
Exactly. Tell yourself you can do it.
Have your friends tell you can do it.
Like, not eat the cheeseburgers. Don't tell yourself you can do that. Tell yourself you
Yeah.
can do, like...
You can avoid them.
You can avoid that, yeah.
I don't need this cheeseburger. I can do this.
Yeah. And posters? Put posters around that tell you that. Kind of
No,
thing.
I don't like those.
No.
I'm not a clutter guy.
What about a background on your phone?
Just get your hairdresser to send you an inspirational text once
Yeah.
a week. Say, how you doing? You got this. I believe in you.
Put a little note to
Oh,
yourself
I don't
in your
hear
lunches.
that enough. You don't hear that enough now. I believe in you. Then again, I don't think I ever heard that when I was
Pretty
a
sure...
kid either.
I'm pretty sure that's like the catchphrase in like every 90s child film.
Yeah, perhaps I don't have a coach that's like, I believe in you. You're not going to eat the cheeseburger. I believe you can do it. Put the cigarettes down. Yeah.
I can do that for you if you'd like.
I think so far so good.
Like just phone you up in the middle of the day at work,
I believe in you.
tell you to put it on speakerphone.
It's just, if we do that to each other, it's just going to go from creepy to super creepy. I believe in you.
Yeah, it'd just be weird just what happens day to day, like when you get the phone call.
Or there's like flowers show up to your desk, which is really inappropriate for an office setting for a dude to get flowers, I think. Not inappropriate, just unheard of. And it just says, I believe in you. Signed, Cheese. Or love, Cheese. Or yours truly, Cheese.
Affectionately yours.
And then the last one is pretty simple. Just put on a happy face. Basically, just listen to Resolutions with Cheese in the Tugboat.
Resolution. I thought we were
Oh, wait, no, conversation.
man.
Oh.
Oh, look at old Janice here flip flopping.
Oh, Two Faces Janus. Janus?
Janice.
Janet?
I just say Janice.
It just sounds like Janet when you say it like that. Old
Janus.
Two-Faced Janet, the Roman god of whatever it is. I only know the Greek gods. I don't know the Roman gods.
I didn't know there was a difference.
There's a huge difference in that their
They
names
like
are
actually
different.
hate each other. Okay, oh, I thought they were on the same team. Geographically same. All right, moving on. So those are 7 things you can do to bolster ego.
I think there's more content for this, but I think because our listeners have constantly berated us for having too long of episodes, I think let's just pull the plug here and do another one for the other part.
Okay.
But this is a natural breaking point.
Yeah. So like, this one we talked about stuff, and then the next one we're gonna talk about
Other stuff.
like stuff like well, if we're likely to like get depleted.
Wait, no, I got one. Follow me on this. On the next episode, find out what Cheese in the Tugboat's resolutions are for 2015. Little teaser promo.
Oh,
there,
yeah.
little
No,
bump.
I like that.
Yeah,
It's kind of like, oh, I want some more. Like that's. I don't know what they're
I
gonna talk
need
about.
more. I gotta listen to it. I gotta find out what those resolutions are.
Follow us down the rabbit hole, Alice.
Chivalrous.